I'm at home and I'm about to raise my flag. It's sun just came up a little while ago, probably about a half hour ago. I watched it come over the horizon. It's a beautiful sight to see a good sunny day for Memorial Day. And I want to talk about some serious things that, uh, well, we always Memorial Day is about the people that are lost, that were lost in our wars that we've had throughout the years, and I'd like to just name a couple names. Without names, then it's not that. But us veterans, we got names and we got experiences. We were all in the RVAH 5 squadron, and they were honorable men, pilots and a vigilante, probably the bravest men in the Navy out there at that time. They had no guns, they had nothing but a camera, and they took that airplane off that deck, and after someone did their thing, fighters and the A7s and the A6s, they did their thing. They had to go and take a picture. They had to fly over and assess what happened. And many times they'd get shot at, and they had nothing to fight back with. Brave men. I'd like to talk about the day that happened. Many of us in our squadron were involved with that flight, and we all have emotions on that. I'll try to open up about that a little bit. See, I can't even do that. Now I'm breaking up. Every Memorial Day we think about these things, and but I remember that day distinctly. It never ever kind of goes away. I was assigned to a flight deck to go and take the film out of the airplane when it comes back. So I'm up there waiting, and soon enough, my plane doesn't come back. I don't have anything to do up there. They closed the flight deck in preparation for the next flight. We flew every 2 hours. We landed, then we got a preparation time, and then we flew again in 2 hours. And I had to take the film out, and he didn't come back. They closed the flight deck. I went down to the ready room, is where they call it, and I just stood around wanting to know what. I didn't ask any questions. I was a quiet type of a guy back then, and just stood around and listened. And I just stood there. And soon enough, somebody says, well, I hope they made it to Da Nang. Maybe they went to Da Nang. Maybe they went to Da Nang and they're okay. And I'm thinking in my heart, please, I hope they made it to Da Nang. And the fighter pilot either sent word or came down to our ready room and said he witnessed the airplane disintegrating from the back to the front, and only saw one chute. They only verified one chute. You know, those moments, I think I call them growing up moments or something. I didn't know what to do. I just stared. I was numb. How should I act? Should I cry? I'm a man. You don't cry. Men don't cry. What should I do? What should I say? Should I say something? I had no words. Just went in my room and off my shop, and I just sat down and stared, numb. We lost a pilot that day. Very honorable man, Lieutenant Commander Stam, and Lieutenant Thumb. Lieutenant Thumb, I believe he was from Cleveland Heights here. Lieutenant Commander Stam became a prisoner of war. He was the chute that the fighter pilot saw, and he became a prisoner of war. And he died in captivity. Those are the men we honor today. The brave men who flew off the deck of the USS Constellation in 1968. And that's why I raised my flag here. All of us, I've heard others say the same thing. They were just numb. They didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to do. We were just very young men, 20 or so years old, and didn't know what to do. But when I get old, I have a hard time with it. I think about it, and war, and I cry, make it stop, make it stop. There's another young man that lost his life aboard the carrier, and I'm not sure if, I think it was the Constellation also. He worked up on the flight deck, and I met him, and at the golf course I met him, and nice young man, and right away talking with him, we were sitting there having a drink and just talking with him, and a quick assessment of him said that this guy doesn't belong in the Navy. He doesn't want to be here. But he was I asked him what did he do, and he said, I'm a red shirt. Well, a red shirt loads bombs on the aircraft carrier. They put them on, grabs the bombs and missiles, and they put them on the wings of the airplane. That's his job. Well, the next time out, that young man lost his life. Up on the flight deck. They say the flight deck's one of the most dangerous place to work. I don't know, it was exciting to me, but to watch them airplanes. This man lost his life. And I happened to be in the hallway by the hospital, down below the decks. And I hear coming down the hall, make way, make way, make way. And here comes, they're carrying this guy on a stretcher, and he's a red shirt. I believe his name was Ron. Ron, I honor you. Not just pilots, it's you, and he too gave your life for this country, working up there on that crazy flight deck. I want to sing a song. Got a song that I brought out here with me. It has to do with an anchor, but it's not really a Navy song, but it's a song that I sing sometimes. It comes into my heart, and I need something really, really, really strong. I need something. I'm trying to catch my emotions right now. In times like these, I need a Savior. In times like these, I need an anchor. Be very sure, be very sure, your anchor holds and grips the solid rock. This rock is Jesus, He's the one. This rock is Jesus, the only one. Be very sure, be very sure, your anchor holds and grips the solid rock. In times like these, I have a Savior. In times like these, I have an anchor. I'm very sure, I'm very sure, my anchor holds and grips the solid rock. And this rock is Jesus. Yes, he's the one. This rock is Jesus, the only one. Be very sure, be very sure, your anchor holds and grips the solid rock. I've known Jesus as my Savior a long time. On the aircraft carrier, I tried to go to church whenever, we never knew what day Sunday was, but whenever they called out church service will be held, and I forget what they call it, it's the room where the anchors are held. They're huge on an aircraft carrier, and all we got is the chains that come up through there. Clean, clean white. Everything painted white, and it was a beautiful place to be, in a peaceful place up there by the anchors. And that's where I went to Mass, on whatever day it was. Because we didn't know what it was. It was just we were in port. When we stopped sailing, we'd go to port. And I've had an anchor for a long, long time in my life. When I was a child, I said, I just want to do for you, Jesus. But today's about Commander Stam, and I'd like to, and Ron and Commander Lieutenant Thumb, I'd like to raise the flag in honor of them. I got out here and I have my flag, my pole. I believe we raise it all the way up. I don't know what they did that. They raise it all the way up. And they bring it down to half-mast. I don't like half-mast. I never liked it. On Memorial Day, it made me sad. Half-mast, when you see half-mast, it's sad because someone died. It always makes me sad. And I always cry when I see half-mast, and then they usually play that taps thing, and then that makes me bad, in a bad way. And then I cry, make it stop. Please, Jesus, make it stop someday. Make this hatred stop. Make the wars stop. In honor of all the veterans, I rose this flag. All the veterans that have lost their lives. You know, don't forget the people who stood next to them, people who've served. All the people in our squadron is hurting today. All the wives and children they've lost. You know, they died too that day. It should be a memorial day to them too. Part of them died that day, and sometimes you need to remember that a part of that wife and that child and that sailor that's still alive, he lost something that day. Something came out of our hearts that day. Something was chipped out. But we go on, and the rest of that cruise, I just went on. I had a job to do. I went on just like every other sailor aboard that ship. I'd like to end right now, otherwise I'd just keep going. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you on this Memorial Day 2020. Keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going. It's all right.